And I got to say, when I see your posts online of how you kick back and relax after these long work weeks, I'm envious. Like I see you and, just having a drink in nature or swimming or all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, this guy's got it figured out. And it's awesome.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. Why can't we be more like him?
Exactly. I'm like, my day off, I'm still sitting behind a fucking computer doing whatever.
My day off is you grumbling that you're sat at the computer. So
well, it works itself out. So
work hard, play hard.
So, Jay, tell us a little bit about your radio show, your podcast, these things you've got going on. You've got a lot of stuff going on, man. It's obviously if you're working 6 days a week and, doing all of this stuff, like you've got things that are in the works that people are, loving. Tell us about it, man.
Well, yeah, I guess kind of the bread and butter. For about almost 11 years now, I've been doing a show called, well, it's changed names like 5 or 6 times, but it's like From the Basement, which was a movie podcast first, and then became a campus radio show. And now we're prime time on a local radio station here, which is cool. Fridays at 6. Just finished our first season of doing that, and I do it with my friend Sean Knuppelberg, and we talk movies. We get to do it for like half an hour. People listen to us. It's cool.
Awesome.
So it started out just as your own like podcast, and then it grew into a college radio show. You said in your original incarnation of it, what was like the format? Was it still a half-hour thing, or was it longer? Or like, did you guys have particular types of movies that you would discuss, or was it just sort of a free for all?
It was, we focused on genre films, and we still kind of do, right? Like indie genre films. So the big emphasis used to be on horror when we started, and it was any length. We didn't know what we were doing. We just pushed play on record. Basically, what happened is Sean and I'd get together with some other friends every week. We'd watch a movie, and then we'd yap about it. And finally, my wife's like, "You know what? You guys should put that on the internet." So we're like, "Sure." So we did that.
Nice.
With a crappy little digital recorder, put it up, and we had no format. We didn't know what we were doing, and it was when we kind of went on campus radio that it had to be an hour. And so we had to come up with a format that we stuck to that worked, right? And we started doing interviews with people in the industry, and it kind of grew from there. And then once we had that format down, it took off. But when we went on Radio NL, it basically came down. We started off doing it just as like the Friday morning entertainment block on their morning news for 10 minutes. And then through the primetime show, they said, we can give you a half hour, 22 minutes, basically with commercial slot on Friday nights at 6, from 6 to 6:30 before the local hockey games would kick in. And so we've just stick to that basically. And any interview we do that goes longer than what we can put on the air, we just put that on the podcast that comes out on the Monday. And so you would get the full interview there with whoever we were talking to.
Nice. Very cool, man.
Yeah. And there's the website that goes with it. We came from thebasement.com, which is kind of a pain in the ass actually, because you got to update it and I don't have time anymore. So I've got a couple contributors that help. Marcus Floor is one contributor. Mike Stewart is another one. He kind of does a lot of the writing on it now, which is great. And I just kind of post the podcast episodes and any related review. So that's kind of one thing. And that all ties into Radio NL, and I do some other programming for them. So that's kind of where the bread and butter of my life comes from. Mm-hmm. And then, as you know, Jay, we Want to Believe for Joe Blow horror videos. And it's a paranormal reality show that we try to make unlike any other paranormal reality show by not having the Hollywood stuff in there and just keeping it as believable. Well, we go out to haunted locations or allegedly haunted locations, we investigate it and we film everything. And then whatever we find, we present for the audience without jazzing it up too much, except from filmmaking standpoint and editing and music, just to kind of make it, and it's got to be entertaining, right?
My mum loves it. She's the biggest fan. She's minding me as soon as I say, I spoke to Jason yesterday. This is going to get confusing because you're both Jasons. So one of you is
Jason 1 and 2?
Yeah, I think you're top Jason, to be honest, because Jason Morris has already broke something. And she's like,